And we still with the president of all parts, not the mayor. I'm like, well, how you saying that?
Oh, we just like dropping everything.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
it's
You
wild.
went cash money, cash, man. We just burn stuff. And you would be nice, man, and you would, us, we here. And you got King, we here with King too, man.
I'm oh man, you talking bombshell. We learned some information about I didn't know about all that stuff, man, but I ain't gonna know.
Man, 3, 2, 1.
You already played that
That's
one?
my song. Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's early.
Yeah, I was sure we did that too. Yeah, we gotta have all that.
That's good. It's recording now, ain't it?
Yes. Because they be asking about the stuff that be happening that we gotta show. I'm like, they gotta start seeing these behind the scenes. Wait a minute. I feel like I'm watching New Jack City right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for a little.
Whoa! Step off jockey rules. I like it though, bro.
And once again, we are getting blessed right now. These two beautiful women in the middle of me and Keith, man. The beautiful President Obama Clark, Tanya Vaughn, and the beautiful Money multi-different ways. Cash is right now. BCP, the Motor Park, you know how we do, man. Freestyle session,
Hey, what part was you playing today?
I was playing the part, Boogie, man. I hit the part, I was a Boogie dude. Yeah, he was a real Boogie box. I don't do that back, dude. No, man. But, fight me, Give my life but Gino. Whoa, walking around, I don't know, but I'm a great clown, or I might be Mario, fan people. His eyes, that's all. All this item.
I said Boogie. Ice-T. They keep calling me. Oh, Ice-T. They keep calling me. Boogie. I'm Ice-T. I'm Ice-T. Boogie. I'm Ice-T. They keep calling me.
I'm gonna go see New Jack City live. I'm gonna go. I might, if I get some tickets, put it back now. If you want to go to this, I'm gonna go see New Jack. I'm gonna be at home until we go in. I ain't like DJ Kid,
I put my hood on. I felt a little New Jack City, man. Hey, man, they do have a lot. I think Church is playing Nemo.
Yep, and the Pain is playing the part he played.
G-Money?
G-Money,
Used
yeah.
to say he looked exactly the same.
Exactly the same. Ain't nothing changed about
He
G-Money.
looked the same. That's been the 80s.
Yeah.
Now, you know why ladies really like him, bro. It's not New Jack City.
Oh, the lyrics.
The cash register scene.
That and then the scene that in the flowers. Man, we on Disney Channel, man. What are you talking about, man? We're talking about. Hey, welcome back to the corner pocket, y'all, man. Don't forget to hit the like button. Notification bell, go ding, ding, ding. We don't remember all that.
Recap it, please.
Man, Jesus, man. So we are.
If y'all know what the flower is, watch this.
No, kids, do not watch Jason Lyric, no. Watch Webster's lyric, Charlotte's Web. Watch Charlotte's Web. Here you go, man. So, yeah, we are back, man, with the fire again, y'all, man.
Man, so we left off, we were talking about Josh, sports extraordinary genius. Talking about the Journey chef, Rasta Pasta. Definitely check out that website. What was it? Judy Noodles?
J-U-U-G.
I said Judy, didn't I?
Tweeting for the weekend, boy. I tell you.
That's the mechanic in the hood named Judy.
Right.
Jody. So we were talking a little bit about Josh and remembering the life Josh had, and I want to touch on those tragic events that happened about a year ago, correct?
Not quite.
9 months.
9 months ago. Take us through that day, the events when you found out.
I was at home watching my grandbabies, and we were all sitting in the backyard on the phone, and I got a call from OSU saying that my son was shot and that I need to get up there. They were taking him into surgery, and I was all alone. I was at home alone with the babies. My other son had just went on a date, and I called him, and I said, "You need to come home." Because Mom, we're just sitting down. I said, "Josh has been shot. I gotta go. We're leaving." And I, had to wait. And those were the most agonizing minutes. And when he got there, we all went to the hospital. I think his girlfriend stayed behind with the babies. And he was already in surgery. And I asked the social worker, did he ask for me? Does he know we're here? Does he know I'm on the way? And that I was here. And she's like, "We just wanted to tell him, let's just get you together." I said, "You have to tell him that I'm here because he needs to know that will give him something to fight for." He had to know. And so then I immediately started calling my daughter Helena and Kash, and neither one was picking up. So I started texting 911, 911, 911. And they eventually called me about, I guess it was less time than I thought. It just seemed forever. And I had to, I told them both, get here. Josh has been shot, get here now. And they were both freaking out, and they both ended up getting him to the hospital. OSU. He was in surgery for some hours, a long time, like 7, 8 hours maybe. And we had all kinds of people at the hospital. They only said 4. It ended up being more like 10. And they told us he made it at about 5:30, 5 o'clock. But when we asked to see him, they said that he was, they couldn't clear the room yet because they were still working on it. Apparently, he kept busting through, bleeding through, and they had to take him into a second surgery, and they weren't back here very long after that. And they came out and told us that he basically, at first they were saying he was young and he was strong, but he just wouldn't stop bleeding because of his wounds. He had been shot 13 times in his abdomen. He was delivering pasta to a person he delivered it to, who we now know set him up. They robbed him. They shot him. Him and his accomplice, they chased him back to his car. They must have taken his gun because the police told me, he told them that they had it. They had taken it, and they shot my baby 13 times in his abdomen while he was in the car. So they messed him up. His little waist was this big. So imagine getting shot 13 times in that area. And he just couldn't sustain bleeding and pretty much bled out.
That's deep, man. Actually hearing it, like when I first heard it, it really wasn't registered. I was on the way to work. And nephew had a call. I was like, "Man, Josh is gone." I'm like, "Oh, where we go to the mall?" Like, where we go? And explaining everything. Like, I was at work messed up. Like, hey, shout out to the DB Shanker family. You know who y'all are. They held it down for me because that day was so. I can just imagine, like Kash, like, how was you feeling, man? Like, where was you at? And everything, like.
It was hard. It was really hard just to talk through this and go through it. It was hard for us to just go through this again, just to talk about it.
I was talking Bacon is gross. So I told him, he told me he was upstairs in his friend's house, and he sent me a picture of his friend's son sitting on his lap. So I mean, he's fine, and I'm going to go to Family Dollar to get stuff for the house, so we eat roast tonight. And then I seen Mary put like his favorite candy. So I sent him a picture, and then I was like, I made it all the way home. And then I'm like, dang, why you that's that? He was just texting me. I left my phone upstairs on the bed because I was bringing the groceries in, and I seen Mom was calling somebody. I'm like, hey, what's happening? Like, what's happening? And then she told me, and I don't know, I couldn't breathe. Like, I heard, I left the road store and hurry up and out the house. I almost couldn't find all the shoes because they got all that construction going on, but I'm like, no, I know he's gonna make sure I find it. So I ended up pulling up at the same time with Helena. And the nurse, she was like, are you Kash? Are you just, I'm like, yeah, why? What's wrong? Like, what's wrong? Like, anything? What? And she was like, just making sure. And I was calling my sister. I'm doing like 100 on the freeway. I'm like, yeah, they shot us. So he been shot. I don't know what's going on. So that's how I made all there to the hospital, and I mean, we was there all the way to the next night. All the way to the next night.
Well, we were there all night to the next morning. It seemed like we were there forever. Because it was actually around, I got there at about 8:30. So we were there till 5 in the morning when they came out to tell us. We were there till about 11 because we kept trying to see them. They were treating him like he was a criminal. And when he died, they told us, now you can't see him because he's evidence. What the heck? I just need to see him. I need to lay eyes on my baby, you know.
Yeah. A lot of like cases don't get unsolved and stuff, man, and everything. Like that was the one thing with me. Like I was just so nervous. Like God, like please do something, man. Like cause I'm like this ain't right, man. Like Josh never did nothing wrong to nobody. Never, like and. It was so ironic, I've been praying, I told Key, I said, Key, I'm gonna call my sis, maybe this can be like a release type thing, man, you can show. I promise you, I still tell you, I FaceTime her, I was shaving, she didn't answer, then I text her, hey, what's up, sis, blah, 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 you wanna come on the show? And she said, God's timing is impeccable, and we FaceTime, and when she told me that they found the killers, and I was like, oh my God, man, I'm running around the kitchen, shaving cream on my face and everything. I was, man, like, babe, I was starting, like, babe, you know what I'm saying? It's just a blessing, man, and when y'all found out that relief, man, how did that feel? I know, it's not gonna bring Josh back, but he's still here with us. He's here right now.
Yeah.
But how did y'all feel when you heard that phone call, your first thing?
So we've been working with the police department and the mayor's office for a while. The mayor just happened to be high school best friends with Josh's dad.
Nice.
And the mayor just happened to know me from my work in the community and in Columbus. And so he was very personally affected, and then introduced us to Chief Bryant, who was very instrumental in keeping her team together and assisting us in the investigation.
Shout out to the mayor and Chief Bryant.
Shout out to the mayor, the real mayor, Andy Ginder, and Chief Elaine Bryant for their work, their investigative skills and their diligence in helping to bring, this guy to justice. Because for me, it signals that they recognize that my son's life mattered.
Kash, what about you, man? What you feel, man? I know you ready to turn up, man.
Angry. I'm still angry
Yeah.
because it's just simple fact. We came to serve you numerous times. So what made you today want to do that to me?
They served this guy possibly. more than once.
So like when the area that it happened in, I knew it was like, you did that to him.
So we kind of knew for months, but the police at first wasn't really giving us anything, and only because they didn't want to take the investigation or give this guy a heads up so he would run.
It's just crazy, man. Like,
But it happened. They did. The U.S. Marshals actually found it,
nice.
and they called me. They called me, and I called the family.
Nice. That's what's up, man. Like, I mean, like I said, man, I wish that, well, there's a bunch of cold cases out right now. We didn't watch in the past and stuff, and I wish our same team can organize another unit, man, to solve these other cold cases, man.
So I'm glad you said that, Rob, because I was explaining that to my family that we were very lucky, blessed, and favored because of our connections, that we were able to get justice in a relatively short time because it actually was, 9 months later. However, we did get it. And there are mothers out there, parents and families, loved ones who have lost people to gun violence that they don't have that closure, they don't have that justice, and they're still waiting just to even hear from their detective that they haven't even met yet. And that breaks my heart. So right now, I'm asking God to show me what to do to help them. How can we help? Because you can't get blessed and not pass that blessing on.
Yeah.
So if God met our needs, then it is our responsibility to be able to try to bring somebody else through.
That's powerful. On part 5, I want to ask you guys, we're 9 years. How's the healing process been? Where you guys at mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and what's next? I'm gonna find out that in part 5. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. You can find us on all social media platforms. Also, about what's next, I'm about to find out some stuff I found about this young lady Kash. It's not a nickname. Check it out. Y'all gonna find out.
Part 5, you don't see him on part 5.